Tips for washing a dog properly. Your dog and you, a wonderful love story. But unfortunately, like many romances, you also have bad times. And if there is a moment that comes to bring its share of clouds to your relationship with your dog, it is that of the bath. With some dogs, the task is relatively simple to accomplish. Others tolerate it, stoic, while for a third group, it's a tragedy. It is important to ensure that bath time does not turn into a nightmare for your dog. But for that, you will have to arm yourself with patience. And to equip yourself, inform yourself beforehand. Next, we explain everything to wash your dog properly. If your dog is a puppy, a good way to get him used to his future baths is to practice daily handling exercises on him. In this way, he will learn to tolerate being touched, which will greatly facilitate baths, but also visits to the vet or everyday care. To do this, just touch the different parts of the dog's body for about 5 minutes every day. Take his legs, stretch them forwards, backwards, touch his rump, tail, ears, muzzle. Start with very short moments, and day after day, increase the duration very briefly. After each handling session where the dog behaved well, give him a treat to congratulate him. In addition to these exercises, you can brush your dog's coat for a few minutes each day, while giving him a toy to focus on other things. How often should you bathe a dog? In fact, it's quite simple. You have to wash a dog when he really needs it. The frequency will therefore depend on his lifestyle and activities. Some people wash their dog fortnightly, others do it every 3 months. What is important is to ensure that his coat is in good hygienic condition on a daily basis. For this, it must be brushed often, every day for some dogs. Brushing removes excess dirt and dead hair to keep the coat clean and healthy. There are also wipes specially designed for dogs, but not too much for Mother Nature and the protection of the environment, and dry shampoos. For puppies, it will be necessary to wait until he has all his vaccines and his treatments against parasites up to date, before giving him his first bath. In the meantime, yes, because a puppy is very cute, but sometimes it can smell strong, you can remove the excess dirt with a brush and apply dry shampoo or clean it with wipes provided for this purpose. Where is the best place to wash a dog? At the groomer you may not have the time, the inclination, or the proper facility to bathe your dog yourself. You therefore have the possibility of calling on a professional, a groomer. But it is important to inform yourself a little beforehand, in order to make sure that you leave your dog in good hands. Bath time can be quite stressful for a dog, especially if you suddenly leave him with a stranger. The tumult in certain living rooms could also be unpleasant to him. You can check a few strategic points to make sure your dog is not going to have a very unpleasant time. He could be stressed by elements such as barking or crying from other dogs, a large number of customers present in a small space, music or street noise that is too loud. You can ask to be present during the first session. Grooming. To reassure your dog on the one hand, but also to check that this place will suit him on the other hand. The bathtub or the shower of the house. If you opt for the shower or bath option at home, we advise you to have all the necessary equipment at hand before starting. Here are a few tips. A bath mat or a large towel to put on the bottom of the shower or bathtub, so that once underwater the dog doesn't feel like he's slipping, which could disturb him. 2 dry towels to dry him out of the bath. Shampoo, conditioner, if needed, and a small container to pour water into. A brush and if necessary a hairdryer. Without forgetting, a good dose of sweets to congratulate him after this trying moment. How to wash a dog properly. Before starting, we advise you to brush it well, in order to remove as much dead hair as possible. One of the most distressing things for dogs at bath time is the feeling of vulnerability they perceive in this context. They are forcibly placed in a container from which they are not allowed to leave, and a person positions their body above theirs, touching it roughly and aiming an invasive and noisy stream of water at them. To try to minimize this feeling, you can try getting into the shower or bath with him. Being at his same height will help him feel more secure. On the other hand, we prefer to warn you, it's a safe bet that you will end up soaked. Fill the tub with lukewarm water up to the height of his paws, without covering his chest. Use the container, non-breakable is better, to gently pour water over his back, avoiding his head. If your dog tries to escape, don't yell at him. Talk to him calmly and reward his efforts with a treat. After having moistened his coat, apply the shampoo with the palm of your hand and perform a light massage on the dog's body until foam is formed. Do not forget any area: belly, tail, legs. Save the hardest parts for him for last. The cleaning of the head and the mouth may not please him. You can try to rub it with a cloth or a small towel soaked in foam, so as not to pour a large jet of water on it. You can now empty the tub and start rinsing the dog. Rather than doing it directly with the water jet, we advise you to do it with a container by gently pouring water on each area. If your dog tolerates this well enough, you can use the shower head, but always at low pressure and monitoring the water temperature. In the same way as when shampooing, don't forget any areas when rinsing. And be especially careful when rinsing the dog's head. Your dog will be well rinsed when the water running over him comes out clear. If not, shampoo it again. After rinsing, wring excess water out of his coat before letting him out of the tub or shower. Wrap him in a large towel, and put the second on the ground so he can rub himself in it. Be sure to towel dry excess moisture in skin folds, ears and between pads. If your dog doesn't like the hairdryer, you can try letting it air dry if the weather is nice, or at home if the weather isn't nice. For the smell of wet dog in the house, you will have to be patient. In any case, it is very practical to teach him to tolerate the hairdryer. Don't forget to brush him well to untangle his hair, and above all, to give him a treat at the end of the session. What shampoo to use to wash a dog? There are many dog shampoos on the market. If your companion has skin problems, the best thing is to get advice from a veterinarian so that he can direct you to a shampoo for atopic skin, anti-itching, or targeting the concrete problem that your dog is encountering. You can also choose a shampoo according to your dog's hair type: short, long, white, fine.